Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
So,
Okay.
will you tell us a bit about yourself?
Oh my god. Okay. So, my name is. I don't know how to pronounce it in proper English because when I say it, it's Maria Karkour, but it sounds weird for me, so I say Maria Karkour. But if I say this to like English speakers, it sounds weird for me, so I have to say Maria Karkour. That sounds both like Arabic and English. Anyway, I'm half Lebanese, half American. I have the American passport, but like I don't really identify to the American people because I've never been there. Like I've been there when I was 7, but I've never lived there. And I was born in Lebanon in 1998 on the 26th of April, and I'm an only child. And my dad's an architect, and my mom is like taking care of the family and of the mother of my dad. This is going like really far. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You're just telling us a bit about yourself.
I will tell you like everything. You want to know how my parents met each other? It's
Yes.
like the best story ever. Like it's a gold story. So, okay, my mom and dad knew each other before they were born because their parents were friends. Their moms were friends. And like my mom has 5 brothers, and these 5 brothers were friends with my dad, who's an only child, like me. And so then the war started in Lebanon, and my dad fled, and he went to France to study there to finish his school. He went to France, and they stayed like they sent like letters to each other and postcards and stuff. And then he moved to the US to study, and he did everything like on his own financially and everything. He was taking care of himself. And it's amazing, like he used to tell me that like he used to work at a restaurant where he would just like get them bananas in the morning and stuff like that, and he would wake up at 3 in the morning to go to work to earn like a bit of money to sustain himself for uni. It's amazing. And anyway, so and then my mom like traveled back to Venezuela because there was war, and with all of her brothers, and they stayed in contact and everything, and then she went to the US and they got married at like 22. So I'm thinking it's like me in 2 years, and I'm like, this is never gonna happen for me. But like they've known each other since forever, and it's amazing. Like I feel like this is like a fairy tale story, and now they're still together in Lebanon, and it's cool. Other than that, yeah, I'm an only child, and I live with my parents, my grandma, my dog, my cat, and there's also Yerga, which is like she takes care of my grandma too, and she helps in the house and everything. She's amazing. She's from Ethiopia, and yeah, I don't know what to say.
So you said that you were an only child.
Yeah.
What was that like growing up?
It was like, okay, like everyone says like if you're an only child then you're spoiled and everything, but like everything I asked for was provided, and that's amazing, and I'm so grateful about it, especially now. And like my parents did everything to make me happy, like really everything, because although they got married really young, they had me after 16 years of marriage because my mom couldn't have children, and they were gonna adopt a kid, but like a year later, like the doctor told her, oh look, you're gonna have a baby. And so I was born. And I think like as an only child, when you grow up, it's hard sometimes because like like you are with your parents. It's fine. It's fine. You are with your parents, and you know that like your parents take over you basically. Like they want what's best for you, but you don't realize that when you're a kid. You're like, no, leave me alone. I want to be me. I want to like go with my friends and stuff like that. Like you want to be rebellious when you're like 12, but like at the end of the day, like you realize that, oh, like they did this for me. But like as a kid, it was hard because like I couldn't go back home and actually like, I don't know how do you say it, like cleanse my aura and thoughts and soul to them, because like they're your parents. Like whatever you're gonna say, they're gonna be like, oh my god, shoo, like no way. Yeah, so I wish I had like a brother or sister to like go and tell that to, like stuff to. Even now, like I do, because like I feel like they would relate more than my parents, especially since like we would have almost the same age. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Other than that, what was Baby Maria like?
Baby Maria.
Yeah. What were you like growing up?
I was like, I think my parents always said, I'm gonna cry, like it's gonna be so bad. Okay. Like I remember videos, like my parents made this album for me where they would put like pictures of me like every year, like growing up, and my dad has these pictures in his wallet, like he has a series of them like since day one until now. And Baby Maria had like these huge blue eyes and looked at the world, and apparently I didn't cry a lot, and I used to sleep a lot, and my parents like really like pampered me, and they didn't want anything like to go wrong. They wanted like me to be happy all the time. And I was so like, it was such a nice childhood. I don't remember a lot of it, but like what I do remember when I was a kid was that I was happy. But yeah, but like like puberty hits, and then like I also like I say like a lot. I will stop doing that in 10 years. Okay. We moved from Lebanon to Dubai, and because there was like the war in Lebanon in 2006, so we went to Dubai, and this like whole change was good and bad at the same time. Like it was good because like you met all these new people from all around the world, like broaden your horizon, and like whoa, like I'm meeting all these new cultures and stuff like that, and you're living in another place where you have a pool under your house, which is amazing, like oh my god, pool. But like at the same time you're hitting puberty, and there are bullies in the world, and it affects you a lot. Like you want to blend in, like, but you can't. Like you try to, but you can't, and you want some attention, but you're getting it, but in a very like bad way. And I was like I'm gonna say this, like I got my period when I was 9, and we were in the US. That was when we were in the US for the only time we went there. And I was in the bathroom, and I saw the blood, and I screamed. I think the whole hotel like heard me, and my mom came in. She was like, "What's happening?" And I was crying that I was dying. Like, look, blood! I'm dead! I'm dying! And she's like, "No, honey, you have your period." I'm like, "Okay, mom." Oh my god. So I hit puberty before anyone else, and I was the tallest in my class, and I had like body hair, and I didn't shave, and like it was there, and my back was always like this because I didn't like my body, and I felt I was fat, and I was fat. For me, I was fat, and people, like there were bullies in school in Dubai who used to mock me, even send me Facebook posts. And so it affects you a lot. And then, like, I don't know, Dubai, like, changed me in so many ways. And after, like, you come back to Lebanon, and you, like, when we were in Dubai, you could easily, like, wear flip-flops to school and stuff like that, and, like, shorts and chill stuff, like, you don't care, like, t-shirts. But then when you come back to Lebanon after that, you have, like, these standards. Like, I went the first day of school, people thought I was a teacher, and I was in 6th grade, and I was wearing, like, shittiest sandals ever, and, like, shorts and t-shirt. And usually, in, like, people in Lebanon were, like, during that time when I entered the class for the first time, they were wearing, like, I had Converse, like, nice jeans and nice shirts. Like, my mom got it for me, and my dad got it for me, and stuff like that. Like, I'm not generalizing, but most of them are like that. And so I went there, I was like, oh, okay, so I have to, like, blend in here too, like, try to find my way and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not crying right now, which is really good, because usually I cry when I say this. But yeah, and yeah, that's it. I don't know. And with time, like, you understand and you forgive, and you just don't care anymore, and you learn to, like, reflect and like yourself more, and see, like, I even sometimes look at myself in the mirror and be like, okay, so this is you now. Like, acknowledge this. But it's hard also to accept yourself. I don't accept myself, like, zero. I'm always pessimistic about everything. I never say that I'm beautiful, like, that never happened. Even when everyone says, like, you're beautiful, you will never believe it unless you honestly, like, believe it, you know? I don't know. Yeah.
So let's.
I feel like I'm, like, saying too much, like, yeah, I'm talking about my life.
We want to hear it.
Okay.
So as long as you're okay with it,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
want to hear it.
Okay.
I was going to maybe ask you a bit about what you currently study. So I only know a few things about you, so I know that you do psychology at the moment.
Yeah. So.
Like.
It's, like, so complicated. So basically, I always wanted to study psychology. Not always, but, like, okay, I did a summer camp at Oxford when I was 16, which was really, like, the most amazing thing ever. Like, if I ever have kids, they will go to that summer camp. It changes you, like, seriously, it's amazing. And I took 3 courses. I took 1 experimental psychology course, 1 arts and architecture, and 1, like, anthropology, sociology course. And the teacher of psychology was, like, the best person, like, the most inspirational person I've ever met in my life. Seriously, like, amazing. And his like, every time you went inside his class, you wanted to hear what he was saying. Like, you were just waiting, like, please give me info. He was so good. He was great. And, like, at the end, like, you actually have to write a paper and do a presentation for each course, and you're 16 and you're like, whoa, what is this? Like, you rarely do that. And so at the end of the summer camp, which lasted 2 weeks, there was this graduation ceremony, and they gave out awards, and I got, like, an effort award in psychology. And then he gives you, like he writes to every student a comment, and he wrote a really amazing comment for me, and he was like, Maria, like, she will be an excellent, like, clinical psychologist. And as soon as I saw that, like, khalas, like, psychology is the thing to study. So I really was convinced. Like, I did a lot of research, and I even, like, registered here in Manchester, like places in the UK. I registered in Holland and Spain. I applied to IE University, and yeah, so, and I got accepted. I was really like, okay, I'm saying that I knew I want to study psychology, but at the same time, like, I applied for international relations at IE too, because like it's awesome, like it's cool to know that too. And I had art for like forever in the back of my head, because I really liked it, and because like I've traveled to 27 countries with my parents in my 18 years of life back then, and every time we went somewhere, we went to museums, we went to like, everything was culture. So like art and culture and all that like was really stuck in my head. But anyway, so yeah, I'm studying psychology, and I didn't come to the UK or anywhere else, even though I wanted to, because, and I chose my uni in Lebanon, AUB, to study psychology in. I'm gonna say it's because of me that I chose that, but also it's because of my mom. Because I'm gonna cry. Because during that period she got cancer, and I was like, you can't leave now. Because she's always been there, and like I can't leave because she's always been there, so I have to be there too. Even though I tell them like it's my decision and everything, like she was in the back of my head, because like she's always there for like moral support, and anything you want, she's there for you. So I was like, I have to be there too. And I always think like, what if I left and everything? No, she's fine, all is good. But yeah, so I stayed in AUB to stay close to my mom, and it's not really what I wanted, but at the same time I was scared of leaving, because like I'm leaving home, I don't know. So yeah, I studied psychology for 1 year, and I hated it at this uni. Like, I made friends, the most amazing people I met, like really great people. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be at that uni anymore. Like, they're amazing, best people ever. So yeah, I'm studying psychology. I'm saying this like 10,000 times. For a year, and during that year I only took one psych course, 2 psych courses actually, and I'm a psychology major. So I'm like, what the fuck, like this is not logical, like I need more psych courses. So I really didn't like my department, and I didn't like my courses, and like I felt like other people were more enjoying like their courses than I was, and I was like what's happening? My lowest grades were in psychology, and like my department is really shitty, like seriously, it's so bad. And in AUB, like the seniors register before the juniors, register before the sophomores, and they accept so many students, and they have so little like amount of teachers to teach classes, that all the seniors take all the classes and you get nothing. So you have to go ask for capacity for courses, where you go like literally kiss the shoes of the chairperson to give you a course, while you're paying like $20,000 a year to go study there, but you're not studying anything. I hated it, so I stopped. Like, I didn't stop, but like there's so much shit happening in my life. So like my first year was done. I was so happy it was done. I was like closer to finish line. Then my second semester, like my first semester of my second year started, and I took art history courses, because I didn't have psych courses. I had only two psych courses actually that semester, but one was like statistics, which was like and yeah, so I took art history courses, and in my first semester of uni I took art criticism, which is an amazing course where all the students with me were seniors and I was the only sophomore. Like, hi. And I got like 89 on that course, which is amazing for me. And so I took 2 art history courses my first semester of my second year. But then like I was feeling really, I was really tired and really like overwhelmed with everything. 1, because I hated my major. 2, because I had health problems. Like, my last year of school, I was feeling these, like, I had these, it's hard to explain because nobody can relate unless you have it. These, like, you know when you have a déjà vu and you know, like, you have this feeling before you have a déjà vu that you're gonna have a déjà vu, that this is a déjà vu. I had these feelings, but like they didn't end up with déjà vu. They ended up with like sort of like, I don't know. Anyway, like I'm gonna explain. I started like in my last year at school, I had these feeling of like smelling things that were not there. Like I used to smell burnt stuff, like burnt things. Okay, like the smell of burnt stuff, and other smells too that remind me of my childhood. And I used to ask my friends, like, do you ever get that and stuff? And they would say like, no, what are you talking about? Like, we never, what is this? And I even told my mom, like, do you ever like feel that? She's like, no, but you should go see a neurologist. So we went to see a neurologist, and I did an MRI, and turns out I have like a tumor in my brain, but it's not cancerous. It's just there. So it turns out I had epilepsy, and the things that I was feeling were like beginnings of seizures, basically. And every time, like, okay, how I have seizures is not like the way you see in movies where they just fall and you see like, they just jiggle and all that. It's not like that. Like, my seizure is just smelling something, feeling of déjà vu, and like seeing things that I've never seen before, like hallucinations. Like, I see people I know in my déjà vu, and basically like all I do is just stare somewhere. Like, I fixate something for like 5 seconds, poker face, and that is my seizure. Like, that is a seizure. And I had this very often, like maybe 8 times per week. And it was so overwhelming because I never knew when I was gonna have it. And it lasted till my first semester of my second year. And it was just too much with all the pressure and everything. Like, I couldn't anymore. And so I went to my neurologist, and I took medicine and everything, and he was like, the seizures are not stopping, like, even with the medicine, so maybe we should do surgery. And when he told me that, I'm like, what are you saying? Like, you're just gonna cut in my head, and what is this? So this also overwhelmed me. Like, everything was just like coming down, like I couldn't anymore. So I went to the psychologist at my uni, and I was like, I want to stop my semester, like, this is too much. And he was like, you need to give me a reason, like, for you to stop. And we went to the neurologist, so he writes me a paper like, she has seizures, she needs to stop. And then we went to neurosurgeon, And he was like, so do you want to do the surgery or not? And like, I was like, okay, Maria, be an adult, be mature, think of yourself. If you don't do the surgery now, like, this may stay in your head and you will have epilepsy and seizures for the rest of your life, and you don't want that, right? So basically I said that I wanted to do the surgery. And I think in that moment, like, my parents thought I was like holy or something, like how, like bless her, she's doing this for herself. So I said yes for the surgery, and I stopped my semester. So I basically did 1 year of uni. That's it, because like after my, like, I ended my my first semester in November when it was supposed to end later, and after that, like, I took time for myself, and the surgery was in January, like 30th of January. Yeah. It was the first day of the second semester of uni where I did my surgery, and it really changes you so much. Like, you have no idea how much. It doesn't look like I did the surgery, right? I did a brain surgery, which is insane. Like, I did a freaking brain surgery, and I stayed at the hospital for like a week and a half. And before that, you're supposed to go for also a week for them to do tests before the surgery. And it's the most traumatic shit ever. Like, you feel like you're in a ward, like, you know those movies where you see them all like lying down and they have these shit on their head, like psychopaths? Yeah, that was me, but I'm not like psychopath. And so I did MRIs, I did EEGs, like a full EEG for a full week, all these plugs on my head, and they had to insert needles inside my head, inside my skull, to help them see where the cyst is exactly, and I don't know what. And they tried to insert the thingies 4 times for it to actually sustain itself inside my skull. And you have no idea how much it hurts. It hurts like hell. Like, you have zero idea the sensation that it is. Like, anyway, it's crazy. It hurts so much. And I'm like all my family was there, all my friends were there. Like, the support I had was so amazing. Like, amazing support. It was amazing, like, really so grateful. And so I did my surgery, and the night after, like, I'm talking about my surgery and just about my major, I'm so sorry. The day of my like the night I finished my surgery, I had 5 seizures, like back to back, and not the seizures I get usually, like the intense seizures where you see people lying and jiggling. I had that 5 times back to back in my bed. And I didn't even notice I was having them. My mom was my mom was with me in the room, and she was asking me questions and I couldn't answer, and I didn't understand why. Like, I thought I went mute. I thought like they did something, so I couldn't answer her, and I was trying so hard, it was not working. And so all the doctors came in and they were like, she's having seizures, and we've never seen this before. They put me back in the, how do you call it? Like, they brought me back to the ICU for the night, and I stayed there, and the doctor came and he was like, we've never seen this, and you're good now, we stabilized you and everything. Anyway, so I'm done with the surgery, and every day now I take 12 medicines, like 6 in the morning, 6 at night for my everything, like vitamins and seizures and all that. And I can't drink anymore. I can't drive. I can't do stuff. And after the surgery, they put pressure on one of the nerves that is next to the eye. So I started seeing double. So now I see a bit double too. Like it's hard to see like one line. But they told me it's gonna get better. But I see double, and so that's why I can't drive now too. So at the same time, like you think you feel like you want to feel independent, but you're not at all. You're like relying on everything, like on your meds, on your parents, on taxis. Like you can't drive. Like in my country, everyone drives. I can't drive. I have to pay cab to go from this place to this place when I could have easily drove there. I don't know. But yeah, so after that I told my dad that like I want to do something for me, and if I want to study something, I don't want it to stress me out, because like it was so intense, like everything was so intense. So I'm like, I want to do art history. I just want to like do something I'm interested in, that I like, that I feel that I will enjoy opening the door to the class and sitting there and hearing the course, rather than just the teacher reading slides and me like puking the slides on my paper. Like that's not what I want. I want to analyze things. I want to understand things. And I feel like there is psychology in everything, and you don't really need to like learn it to understand things, but there is psychology in everything. And I think in art there is psychology, because there's also the analytical part, and you need the background. Like if you see a painting, you're seeing it, it's like flat, but it has so much to say. Like it has so much history. It has so much things to say. Like you can stare at it for like 10 hours and like try to, I don't know. I like art. yeah, that's it. I don't know.
Do you have a favourite painting? Favourite piece of art?
Favorite piece of art? No. I don't like giving favorites. Like someone says, "What's your favorite movie?" Like I don't know. Like there is no favorite, but I like the painter called William Turner. He's amazing. Like he basically draws like paints like sea views and like the ocean when there's like a hurricane. I don't know, like une tempête. I don't know how to say tempête.
Tsunami? I don't know.
لا انه وقتها في مثل عم تشتي كتير وفي هوا وهولي. I don't know how to say it. Like when
It's really windy and messy.
When it's messy, and he paints the sea when it's messy. That's it. And he knows how to use, I don't know how to convey my thoughts. He just plays with lighting really well to reflect everything that's happening around, and you pay attention to the lighting, like to the light, but then you see like what's happening around, and you start to see every detail that's happening around. And it's not, you don't see the detail because like the room is lit. You can see the detail just by this tiny like light in the painting, which is amazing. I love it. Okay. Yeah. Hi.
Do you have a question? Okay. Perhaps one of the last questions.
Okay.
So
Okay.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh my god. I would either be. Can I choose two?
You can choose 10. It's up to you.
Okay. I would like be invisible or teleport.
Why?
Invisible because it's so weird, okay, but like I love knowing more about people and being around people when they don't know like I'm around. Like I don't know, like I like when I'm in a restaurant, for example, I sit there and I listen to conversation, like to the conversations of the other tables, and I'm like, okay, and okay, and I like if I was invisible, I would follow kids around. That's so creepy, if I say this now, but like I would follow kids around, just to know what like it feels like to be a kid again. You know, like you want to play, you want to be happy and stuff like that. Like I was telling Lama today, like there were these like fountains in the middle of a square where kids were running around. Yeah. Where kids were running around. I'm like, I wish I could do that. Like if I had like other clothes, I would have gone and just ran with them. But then I'm like, but Lama, you know, like society, they're like, but what is she doing? She's like 20 and she's running in the water, and the children, and they would judge me because of my age, like, مش من عمرك, like, you know. And so yeah, I would be invisible to experience stuff that I wouldn't experience as me. Yeah, so I discover other people and I discover other sensations and feelings and what others feel without like what others feel with no how do you say it, with no filter, like no filter. Yeah, that's what I like. I want that. I like that superpower. And teleportation, because like it's way easier like than paying money and travel, and because I like traveling and discovering new places because of like my parents put that in my blood. Like we've been traveling since forever, and I love discovering new places. I love knowing new people. I love discovering new cultures. I love everything that has to do with people and places. Like places, they can tell so much. Like if you just see like a building, you're like, whoa. And that's what I want to say something. Like what I hate in Lebanon is that people only think about their pockets, and they just destroy old buildings that were there for like 500 years to build a freaking skyscraper for people like to have money to live there, because if you don't have like $3 million, you can't live in that skyscraper, right? But like these houses that are being torn, like that are being destroyed, represent the culture of Lebanon. Like in 100 years, if people come and they only see skyscrapers, they're gonna be like, what the fuck, like there are skyscrapers everywhere, like what's the culture, what's up? Like I think that architecture really says a lot about the place and the people and everything. Like if you go in the mountains of Lebanon, you see the houses with the red roofs, and you know, like it's very like people are close, and you feel the closeness, and you feel that people are genuine and they want to offer you stuff, and they're there like welcome and everything. And then you go to Beirut and like it's all skyscrapers, and you're like, why? But why? Anyway, but we're still us.
Advice that you would give anyone watching this, just a piece of advice before we wrap this up.
Oh my god, I have so much. One, don't listen to what other people tell you. Like listen to yourself. Like follow what your head tells you to do. the first thing that your head tells you to do. Don't overthink anything. I overthink everything. That's why I'm telling you not to overthink everything. And like, trust your gut. And don't let people bring you down. Fuck people that bring you down. And I know it's so cheesy, but like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And it's so true. Like, really, it's so true. And don't like wish for something amazing to happen, and yes, I can't wait for something to happen and stuff like that. Like, enjoy every single moment and be grateful. Be grateful for what you have and what people have done for you and what you can do for other people. Like, you can do so much. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.